Well, hello everybody. Welcome to another shave. Hope everybody's safe. None of you guys who are watching are sick. Gotta keep hydrated first thing in the morning. And yeah, and of course we're past flu season, so everybody should be okay now. So today, I completely forgot that I had ordered the Old Spice. Now remember in my video, if I didn't delete it, that probably about a month and a half ago I ordered Old Spice Original. And this is, I don't know if it came from India. Maybe it did because it took a month and a half, but it came in an Amazon package. I got an email from Amazon, hey, your package has been shipped. I'm like, what? I didn't order anything. Let me check and see what this package is. And it turns out it was my package of Old Spice Original. And it actually does have an expiration, which is October 2022. And yeah, the other one that I originally purchased was the Old Spice Musk, which is a really nice smell. It's not that musky. To me, it's actually a nice smell. My nose is kind of stuffy in the morning. I gotta go blow my nose out. But that, of course, blowing out your nose is one of my morning routines, anyways. And here is of course, the tube. The order that I ordered was a package of two, so it was like $8. So basically, it came down to like $4 per tube, which wasn't too bad. Of course, it smelled like a man, both package, and of course, this is made in India, but I don't think this is manufactured or meant for consumption in the West. I have a feeling this is meant for the India or Asian market. Let's see here. Yeah, Mumbai, India. Yeah, for consumer, contact the in India. Let's see here, email and so yeah, you're not going to find this in any store here in the U.S. You might be able to find it in like a specialty shave shop, and those are rare. There's really none here where I'm at. And of course, I'll be using the Parker twist to open adjustable. And this particular razor is, to me, it is aggressive. There is a notch on this end, and unlike the Merkur Progress, which stops on the number 1, this one actually stops on the plus sign. So the plus sign would be the 0 on this one. On the Merkur Progress, it stops on number 1. So I guess 3. That kind of makes sense, because if the plus sign is a 0, then I guess 3 would be a 3. I don't know. That might be why it feels aggressive. Maybe I should, because I normally set it on 3. And then for my nick and let's go and get shaving. And for my nick pass, I set it to 4. So yes, and as for the smell, it does have a resemblance to the Old Spice, which I have around here. Let me see if I can pull it out. I'll probably use it. There's the Old Spice aftershave. I forgot to bring it out. Old Spice aftershave. And yeah, I don't think this is made in India. This is made in, I think, in Canada. Yeah, this is, see here. Yeah, this is actually made in Canada. And it is, again, Procter and Gamble. So the Procter and Gamble in India, they are like their own. The way corporations work is that overseas, like say Procter and Gamble for India in this case, they are their own entity. They are not part of. They don't have any connection with Procter and Gamble here in the U.S. and or Canada, because this is made in Canada, and I'm pretty sure, and it might be the same. It might be that Procter and Gamble in Canada is their own entity, and Procter and Gamble here in the U.S. that makes, like, you know, Tide Pod and stuff like that. Just to name one of the things that they make. Oh yeah, Gillette. Let's not forget those guys. And yeah, made in Toronto, Canada. And let's see here. Of course, this is much stronger since it is aftershave splash. And let me get some of my face before my face dries up. Kind of like take Ford, for example. You know, Ford over in Europe, and the motor company. Ford over in Europe, Ford over in Australia. They are their own entity. They have no connection to Ford here in the U.S. So with the grain pass, of course, I thought about bringing out the Parker straight razor that uses the DE, the DE blades that's broken in half, but I was like, yeah, I just want to get it shaved done. Yeah, and I do still still like DE razors over straight razors, and of course shavettes. Now the straight razors that Parker made that use the DE blades, those are not shavettes. Shavettes use specific shavette blades, and they're actually take a DE blade and double it in size, so it's like twice as long. Shavette blades and are twice as long as DE blades, and I might get one of these days. Probably get a feather, of course. And the same thing with shavettes. You don't have to worry about honing. You know, what is that? The one I forgot. Stroping. You don't have to worry about honing, stroping. You know, now the blades, the shavette blades are a little bit more expensive. On the Parker, I use the DE blades snapped in half, and I did buy some Crown. I know Crown, Shark. Let's see who else. Makes they already make the pre-snapped blades. But I use it about twice and throw the blade away. There's really no need to go to a third time. But yeah, but back to the corporation. Yeah, so that's how companies really work. If a company has a international branch, that branch again is its own entity. Unless, let's say, you know, a company here in the U.S. opens up like say a support center or some sort of a center overseas, like in India, then of course that center is part of the U.S. company. But the employees, even though they're foreign employees, some companies do, I guess, extend the employee benefits to these foreign employees. Some companies don't. I guess you have to look at the labor laws in those countries. So yeah, so just a little bit of, I guess, information on I guess, foreign big corporations that have branches overseas. Yeah, so like I mentioned, the Procter and Gamble in India is is doesn't have any ties with Procter and Gamble here in the U.S. or in Canada. Hey, dog. Yeah, what's funny with this lockdown is, of course, you know, big companies like Procter and Gamble, they're going to be okay. Big corporations is going to be okay. I mean, just think about it. They lost $8 billion, just off of Gillette alone, and that to them was like, man, that's like water off the back. That's like water off the back of a duck to us. $8 billion, man, that ain't shit. So it's a big corp like Procter and Gamble. They don't need, they don't need taxpayer bailout, because if you can lose $8 billion and just brush it off, then no, in this economic downturn, you don't need taxpayer to bail you out. Yeah, mom and pop shops, yes, a lot of them, of course, have completely gone out of business. They're not reopening. So if you're going to the mall, or if you're going to the strip mall or the outdoor mall, which is the popular stuff right now, and you've noticed that the corporate ran stores are reopened, and if you notice that the mom and shops are still closed, you're like, hey, it's been about a week or two now that we've been reopened, but Joe's shoelace, and shoe repair is still closed. That's because he's not reopening. Uncle Joe's shoe repair is not reopening. Now, again, as for the scent, it is a nice scent. It does kind of resemble, but again, you got these guys who are in Toronto, Canada, and you got these guys who are in Mumbai, India, and they're and they have no connection to each other. So, but I guess somehow they managed to make it does have a slight resemblance to this Old Spice. I don't know, and yes, I've used the old school Old Spice, as a kid learning to shave, in the 80s, and I don't remember. I kind of remember that, yes, it does kind of have a different, when I first took a whiff of this Old Spice, I was like, yeah, it does kind of resemble the Old Spice that I used back in the 80s as a kid. And then, of course, some guys talking about, no, man, you gotta go back to the Old Spice back in the 60s. I'm like, okay, man, I don't go back that far, so. But I can go back as far as the 80s, when yeah, with this Parker razor, you got to be careful, kind of pay attention, because if you don't, I can feel there's no blood seeping up, but I can feel like burn on my face where it kind of scraped a little bit. It's not a bad razor. It is cheaper than a Progress by about 20 bucks. The Mercury Progress long handle will run you about 70 bucks. This is about 50. So, and in some cases, right now you might be able to get this for even cheaper, maybe 30, 40 bucks. And it does comes in the black handle, barber pole etching on it, and it does come in it's not chrome, but it's silver, I guess. The other handle is the default handle. Yeah, and one of the complaints, well, of course, this isn't the original release. I'm going to put it to 4. On the original release, the complaint was that at least for the black handle, that the whatever it is that they use to put the color on there, it was chipping. This one, because I don't use it as much, so but of course it hasn't started chipping on me. So yes, it took about a month and a half for that to arrive. So more likely, it probably came from India to like a I don't know. It should have just came straight to my house instead of a. See here. Yeah, and this one, by the way, is also made in India, Mumbai, India, same place, probably the same factory. All right. See, no blood, so. Yeah, and $8 wasn't bad. You know, I ordered this with some other stuff off Amazon. That came. You know, this didn't. I completely forgot about it. Yeah, this isn't really. I guess if you are careful, it's not a bad razor. I really can't. Of course, my Mercury Progress is a short handle. This is a long handle, and like I said, with my Mercury Progress, I actually can. I actually can set it to like the max, which is 5. I know there's a video out there with some guy, I think it's Paul H. Film, where he put it to like plus to. So basically, on the Mercury Progress, same as the Parker, I guess twist open adjustable. Yeah, there's a plus sign, and you can actually turn it all the way around till it gets to the plus sign, and you can keep going to like to the plus sign again, and this won't come off, and it's I tried, but I didn't shave with it. The head is still pretty sturdy; it's not wiggling around, and yeah, I think he did with the Progress. Now I wouldn't recommend one of you guys to try that, but see here. Let's go ahead and get the see here. Find a all right. So let's do the post shave real quick, since I'll be using the aftershave splash, which I normally don't use because I prefer to spray. I prefer to spray cologne, actually. Let's see here. Get out of the shot. All right. Doing it. Hold on. My hands are wet. And of course, I'm using the shea butter enriched aftershave balm by I don't forget, it's the yeah Prix de Provence, and yeah, this one's almost gone, and it is comes in I guess an aluminum tube. Get your neck area, forehead. Yeah, it is a lotion, by the way, so Now, if you're going to apply it, you might as well apply it to your entire face. Yeah, and if you look at the ingredients, it's pretty much, you know, it may have a little bit of extra, you know. All right, let me dry my hand off. Okay, let's see here. And of course, Old Spice, and I should, I'm waving my face, but what I normally do is wait for the shaving post. This case, this is actually a aftershave lotion. It is not a balm. It is actually a lotion. And what I normally do is wait for the lotion to dry off. Then, if I do use any aftershave splash, like I said, I prefer to spray cologne instead, because cologne lasts longer than aftershave splash. Is about an hour, 2 hours at the most before it fades. And you know, and of course, if you have any scrapes or nicks, when you do put the aftershave splash on, it will definitely let you know, where the scrapes are. Well, that's it. I do recommend, if you can get your hand on, if you don't mind waiting a month and a half, if you order it from Amazon, I believe you can sell it. I don't know if anyone on eBay is selling these, or anyone on Etsy. So I think I looked. That's why I went with Amazon. So yeah, definitely check out Old Spice Original, Old Spice Musk, both made in Mumbai, India, and it does come in. These are plastic tube; they're not aluminum, because one of the box it came. Again, the order came with 2 boxes. One of them, this one, the box was like completely crushed, and I was like, ah, shit, man! If I open this up, this is probably gonna be goop, goop all inside the box. But luckily, luckily the shaving the shave cream, this morning, luckily the shave cream stayed inside, and since it is a plastic tube, I just open up the top and kind of just squeeze the tube here, and it popped back. I guess since it's plastic, it popped back into shape. Now had this been aluminum, then yeah, it would. I would probably contact Amazon. Hey, your product came and it blew up all over the box. I'm shipping it back. And but luckily it was plastic. Of course, the box is going. I know some of you guys like to collect the boxes and for the shaving soap and shaving creams. I don't. They go into my recycle bin, and it gets put out to the curb. I think it's pretty dry. Oh yeah, right there. There goes the neck. Yeah, there's a little bit. I don't see any in the chin area, so. Yeah, this neck stick lasts forever. All right, that took care of that. Let's get the aftershave. See here. Pat. Yeah, you don't want to rub it in. You just want to pat your face. Okay. The alcohol. The alcohol the vapor from the alcohol just goes straight up your nose. Oh yeah, that's really, really. Oh yeah, I can definitely once it's on the face, I can definitely, all the vapors going up in my nose, I can definitely smell the yeah. Forgot the towel was behind me. I can definitely smell the Old Spice, and again, I can faintly remember, the old school Old Spice, and of course, throughout the years, everyone, it's not just Old Spice, But especially when Procter and Gamble takes over, it's big corp. Big corp is about bottom line. Use the cheapest products you can get your hands on and charge the most profit margin you can charge. But and of course the old school Old Spice, before before Big Corp took over, of course they use the best the best ingredients they can get their hands on. And I don't of course it was cheap back then. You're talking like 50 cents, 75 cents. Yes, even back in the 80s it was not expensive. And today a bottle of Old Spice will run you about $5 to $7 at the stores. And yeah, you can find these at pretty much any store out there. Walgreens, CVS even sells them. and yeah, they're trying to, I guess, get the classic scent out of that, but it does smell nice. Like I said, I faintly remember the Old Spice scent from back in the 80s. I used it when I was a kid, first trying to learn to shave with the disposable razors with the one blade. No, the one that had like the orange. They came with that orange. It's called orange guard. You have to pull that guard off, and then before you shave, and then you throw it away. Let's see here, okay. Looks like that was the only bleeding that I got, and well, that's it. If you can find someone who has held on, like say your grandpa, he had a bottle of Old Spice, he put it in the cupboard and forgot about it. So hey Sonny, you might be able to sniff the vapors just to kind of get an idea, because it's probably been completely evaporated. If there's any left in there, just like cologne or anything that sits in the shelf, it will change its characteristic over time. So if your grandpa got the old school Old Spice, and it's probably not going to smell like what it smelled like when he first got it, back in, who knows, 1970s, or 80s. But yeah, but it definitely does have to me, a faint Old Spice classic scent, which is good enough. I don't expect it to be exactly it's kind of like car makers who are making their throwback to the classic, like the Camaros and stuff like that. And Camaro back in the 70s don't look like the Camaros that are coming out today. So, well, anyways, talk long enough. Definitely check out the Old Spice original shaving cream in the tube. I don't think they come in a tub or in a container. The Old Spice classic aftershave, and Parker. So if you're in the market for another razor, I definitely recommend this one. It's got to be a little bit careful with the usage. It's I have a feeling that if you got sensitive skin, or you nick easily, if you don't have rhino skin, which I don't, then you might want to use like say number 2, because again this one zeroes out at the plus sign, unlike the Mercury Progress, which zeroes out at the number 1. So you might want to do 2 instead of 3, and if I do that, I probably won't nick myself as much using this razor. So, all right, well, that's it. Thank you guys, and and trying to remember if I did order anything else. If anything else comes up, until the next shave video. Thank you guys.